would appear if we missed the pistol round. Now, it is apparent that Fnatic have a couple Mag 10s. They're getting their Biggie Smalls game on, which is what I like to see. But it is forced by time, and this is something of an expert situation for G2. You say disadvantage? Well, I say it's G2. And we do have AZ just creeping amongst the smoke there. What a creeper. And look at that. He will find the frag as well, although we didn't see it on the camera. AZ has managed to take down Olofmeister, and of course, he'll soon be able to capitalize by picking up the weapon, or capitalize even further. But JW's going to run along the railing there, and he's going to find his way up to some peaks on middle to try to make good of this. Now, Fnatic are in a bit of an awkward spot. Of course, taking middle is great because it's hard for the CT side to hold on to that with just pistols against the ranges of your AKs. But where do they go next? Everything, there's so many choke points all over the place. And what is this? AZ's just going to walk straight out to white box and just look for an Angel. Even though it's very unfavorable, he's still going to get a kill because he's AZ. So 2 versus 2, and things are starting to go a little bit better here for Fnatic, but they could explode at any moment. JW's going to look for the first engagement there towards the CT area, and Jakim's found in the site, but how did he not get that frag? That would have been massive, but Fnatic, they will find their way back into the round eventually, but that got a little bit too close for comfort, to be honest. I really thought G2 would win that after AZ picked up the kill onto Olofmeister at 8. Of course, AZ didn't know if there's anybody else towards A main, so he didn't want to go for the weapon, which would have been very useful. But either way, Fnatic now 2-0 of G2, and the trend continues that G2 are able to just continually find kills in all situations, just keeping the money low consistently of their opposition. This is what a highly skilled team, when it comes to the individual category, that's what that really gives you. And Jake came in with the Deagle now just spraying away. We'll find one of the kills there. Dropping Flusher, but any more damage here to be done? Absolutely not. Olofmeister is going to bring out the vacuum cleaner. And now it's going to be a 3-0. But you can see the money for Fnatic is not good. They've been losing too many players. So G2 in a prime position to capitalize. But their buy actually completely sucks. They've got... they've actually skipped helmets on 3 players. They don't have a single diffuse kit, which could be a very huge issue. We'll have to see how things develop. They have a Mag 7, a FAMAS, and hey, well, they're going to try to level the difference here with an aggression. It's a smart way to handle the situation. It's a good play to make, especially if you've got no grenades to counter a push. You cannot let the T's execute. You don't have any counter grenades. You have to get the forward damage in there. So Ace is going to provide that for the team, taking down what has been a key player for Fnatic in the first map. Olofmeister, of course. Now, Jakim is in a prime position to deal some savage damage towards Flusher there, but it's only Flusher. The rest of the team looking to actually crush Jakim's position by potentially going through the vent. And there it is, Dennis is pushing through now. He'll get the back of Jakim, he'll push forwards there. Fox will be able to stop him though. So Fnatic still can't quite find an easy entry anywhere, but look, we'll find a nice little path now carved out towards the A-bomb side, over by short as G2 looked for the engagements. And if you go looking for trouble, you're going to find it. Crims gets a quick trade there, putting it all onto Fox. This is a very hard situation for Fox, actually. 1 versus 2 with plenty of time for the T's to actually go and get the post plant set up, working for themselves. It's a decent plant as well. They've got good coverage from 2 angles. How is Fox going to do this with no kits? That's a 10-second defuse if he's going to go for it, and he realizes that's way too difficult of an ask. Giving some respect to Fnatic, he will finally fall back. Fnatic looking quite dominant still. Although they did lose 3 players, which means they're actually going to be losing money here. So they'll get like $3,500 from each from winning the round with a bomb explosion, but bomb detonation. However, losing 3 players, if you average the buy to be around 5k for each of those players, including the Kevlar, the helmet, the rifle, and all the nades, you're looking at about 15k there, something like that. And that's what they would have made as a team from that round. So they didn't gain any money from that round due to the fact that G2 did so much damage. You really need to have to be consistently gaining money, you need to lose 2 players or less to build that economy. And we'll have Fnatic now moving in through B storage. There are 3 players here for G2 with this this buy of theirs. It's all right, AZ. Just that could use some WD-40. I agree. push finally coming in here, but the danger lurks at every corner. Michael is going to find his way around, and he can't find a quick frag. He will finally get one, but Fnatic have players in place to get the trade kills, and now it's going to be 2 versus 2. So this is, once again, I honestly don't know how G2 are finding so many kills, to be honest, in all of these rounds. Nice tap action there from Crim's, very precise indeed. But 5-0, and again you can see that the economy is going to be strained here for Fnatic. It's very similar to the first map, but triple AWP! What is this? What are G2 doing? This is going to be interesting. I'm curious how they're going to play this one. You've got 3 AWPs on Cash. What are you going to do with it? Of course, you can actually play an AWP on middle and B and A. Probably multiple AWPs from all of these positions. So let's look. Fox, AZ, Michael. There's the fast push from Fox and B Storage. It's a bit of a specialty for him. AZ's looking at the frag in middle, but he's just barely going to whiff that one, as Olofmeister poised with his position. And now another AWP has been known, but they still don't know about Michael. He's actually guarding the A bomb site. So they indeed did put one AWP to either side, A, B, and middle. And Fnatic now are going to start to huddle up into the A main area, looking for the push onto A. Important frag there from Olofmeister in middle to start forcing players to actually try to turn their attention there. And Olofmeister is going to find another kill. AZ goes 1 versus 1 against him, and that's not going to work out for G2. 2 versus 3 on this retake. Quite chaotic at this point, but Fnatic have finally found themselves into the A side. The bomb is down in A main. They will collect that one, and it looks like they'll also go aggressively for some of the frags, putting JChem alone at this stage. So another dominant display. And one thing to note as well from Fnatic is they're a team now that have started to pick T side on a lot of maps, and Cash is actually one of them as well. Cash is typically a map that has been known as CT sided, especially when it came out. It was something around a 10-5, very CT sided in that sense. The teams really figured it out, and we started to see much closer results. But it was always just slightly CT sided. But as we can see, Fnatic lately have decided to re-innovate the map, and they are consistently getting insanely strong T-halves on Cash. It's really working out. So Deagle's in play for G2. And Fnatic are starting to build the money now. So it's again just a mirror of the first map in that sense. Even though the sides are switched around, Fnatic, they lose a lot of money early on, but they slowly grind it out. And here it is, a bit of a mid-play coming in from Fnatic again. Their mid-takes are looking quite nice. Michael is hiding around the smoke there, managed to catch the back of Crims, but still there is a torrent of Swedish players making their way up onto the bomb site. And that's going to be that. So again 2 frags from G2. But as we can see, Fnatic now starting to look a little bit more comfortable on the money. And this time G2 not going to be quite as crazy. We won't see 3 AWPs, but we will see 2. Fox is definitely highly adept at AWPing towards B storage. A master of that. The combination of Fox and JChem on the B side of this map is art. To be honest, it's gorgeous to watch the displays that they can show. Fox is going to pick off Olofmeister, once again showing his extreme consistency there in B storage. So Fnatic losing 1 player, and I mean, they opened this up with a strategy where they're saying, okay, we're going to go for the defaults, spread everybody out, look for picks, and once again, AZ is going to go aggressive in A main, so trying to take the action there, despite the fact that G2 got an opening frag onto Fox. AZ went aggressive there, so I think a lot of people would disagree with that sort of a play, as AZ's risking your advantage, essentially, but it has been remedied as there was a trade frag in play. Now G2 have that 4 versus 3. Fnatic are forced to go to a bomb site for a play, and it's going to be the A bomb site. Michael Elliott looking to go close here with the AWP behind the smoke, as Jakin will find a kill into middle, and things not looking good here for Fnatic. They haven't got much to work with at this point, and Jakim's going to thin them out just to 1 player now. Flusher is coming in, the new look in-game leader for the team, but this is a tall order, and Flusher is not going to be able to fulfill it. 7-1, so G2 will finally get that round that they needed. And they didn't lose too many players. They did I just see an AUG? Alright, so Michael Elliott just dropped an AUG to Muterus. Interesting. I don't often see the AUG in play, to be honest. But yeah, again, this is actually very similar to the first half still, because Fnatic are in this position where they can just money screw G2 just by winning this round. So let's see if they're able to do so. They might give him a bit more respect to Fox now, who's AWPing B storage. We won't see a direct challenge. There will be cover of smoke. So Fox will not be able to see what is happening behind those smokes into B storage. Crim's much more wary of the aggressive play that we saw from AZ previously on A main. Fnatic adjusting their play at the moment. And looks like they may just go for a straight up execute into the site. They're not really playing picking sort of positions. They're just going to go for the push potentially. They will lose a player in middle. Olofmeister will be able to trade into the short area by the toxic barrels as Muturus goes up the ladder looking for the return frag. But Olofmeister's still there and players are dying all around Muturus here. He will find eventually a kill, but it's not going to be enough as the Fnatic machine, the engine, the locomotive, finds its way straight into that A-bomb site, planting the bomb and finishing off the final player. He was the remainder of the defense in JChem. G2 indeed again losing that key round that could actually keep them in this. Fnatic looking at a very fast shutout of G2. This is really looking terrible right now. I mean, of course you have to give it to G2. They are playing with a stand-in. Muturus is the Portuguese comrade of Fox, standing in for Rain, who typically leads the team, although he does so reluctantly. And once again, the Fnatic machine will grind up G2 on the bomb sites as we see Crim's planting at the corner there. So another round for Fnatic. This one looks very clean as well. G2 not able to consistently get the damage in towards the latter half of the first, or the latter half of the first half. As Fnatic slowly but surely tear them limb from limb. And the G2 side is being picked asunder at this point. And what will they look to do? They've tried a lot of things. They tried the triple AWP, they tried the double AWP. We've seen flagrant aggressions from them as well. Maybe in spots where they shouldn't be going for it, and we can go back to that point. Maybe actually I could go to that point now. I brought it up earlier. We do have this this anti-eco situation. Although Muturus is in a good position, it does look like Fnatic are kind of crushing the defense here towards the A site. So they get the plant and they should get the round. So essentially, Fox found a kill into B storage. So you're the CT side, you get the 5 versus 4 situation immediately. Most CT sides would say, okay, with this advantage, 5 versus 4, we're going to take this advantage and have that now as a guarantee. We're not going to try to gamble this advantage because we know we have it right now. It's tangible. So instead, you would see normally teams play more passively behind that advantage. What AZ then did was to actually risk the advantage by going aggressive. And if AZ dies in this situation, then now the advantage that they had, which was guaranteed, is now gone. And essentially, that's kind of what happened because they got a trade. And that does change things a lot. But anyway, moving more into the rounds again, we have the buys in and an aggressive mid play coming in from G2. And having seen Fnatic go for these executes, this is actually quite smart. And so far, Michael is actually going to get a frag. Although Olofmeister not giving a damn, straight through the smoke with the Tech 9 is going to finish off both players. And within a matter of 10 seconds, there is nothing left. G2 have been wiped out. 11-1, and Fnatic are looking even better than they were on the first map. I can barely believe it, to be honest. They have been coming into form, and to be honest, they did go for a transitional phase, losing Pronax. They're one of the most legendary in-game leaders of CSGO in general, and gaining a very highly skilled player in Dennis. But then Crusher, who was at points contending for the best player in the world title, the lurker of the team, got put onto the role of in-game leader, and that did cripple his play for a while, but it does seem to be that Fnatic are finding their stride with their new setup, slowly but surely, and especially coming off of their tournament win recently. So we will have another round shutouts here by Fnatic. So this is looking like a very fast best of 3 indeed. This is just pure dominance from the Swedish side. So G2, they've I don't even know if G2 have any morale at this point, to be honest. They've won one single round. They've got an auto shotgun on AZ, 2 humps in play. Let's see what they can do with it. AZ's close with the auto shotty. Maybe he can make some magic. Maybe he can bag some pheasants with that thing. Just waiting patiently, but they've been played the fools because already Fnatic have just rolled straight into that A-bomb site, completely circumventing the aggression of G2 in middle. So it's a good look here for the Swedish side once again as smokes go down. They haven't planted the bomb, and the CTs are quick on the approach, but they are getting discarded just as rapidly as they appear. And we'll get a sprayed out from JW. They're not going to quite find its mark, but JChem, moving amongst the smoke, the great container and the forklift, is going to find another kill. giving maybe just a slight chance here for JKM, but he's on 12 HP. He'll be finished off by Dennis, and another round will be claimed by Fnatic. And it's hard to add too much in the way of strategical analysis in all of these rounds. They're incredibly fast, and G2 are kind of just playing a bit nuts, to be honest. And Fnatic are also playing with that respect, and have been, I think, for quite some time. You can normally feel it against your opponent, actually, as to whether they're playing normally or if they're playing a little bit scared, or if you're feeling really good. Sometimes you can adjust your play based on certain factors like that. In professional play, it becomes a very interesting and nuanced part of gameplay, interpreting that sort of thing. But it comes with a lot of experience, and well, G2 are certainly broken in every department, it would seem, as Fnatic are looking to close this one out, even potentially 16-1. G2 only got a mere 2 rounds on Mirage. On Cash, could it be just a mere single round? This might be, I think, the fastest best of 3 I've casted for quite some time. If I'm not mistaken, how long is this? How long has this taken? It's just my clock reads 9:10. We've only been live for an hour, and we've almost already done 2 matches. This is unbelievable. Well, alrighty then. I won't pretend as if G2 have much of a chance to win this one, because frankly, it is not too likely. This is cool though. The reason why you go door is because if the team plays an A retake, the CT side plays A retake, they won't hear the team opening the door, so you get a fast plant. But again, Fnatic actually have the perfect counterplay, which is beautiful. Great cognizance of the metagame from Fnatic, and all the knife comes out, and there you go. 15-1, Fnatic win the pistol round. And well, it's almost time to go home, boys and girls, because Fnatic are very likely going to take this 16-1. Jacob says, don't smoke middle. I guess so. He's asking Fnatic to allow their mid-rush to have a chance here. And they'll smoke middle, of course, and promptly throw all the nades in there. Wrecked JKM. And there you go, JW up in the faces as well with the imp. And there you go, 16-1. It's 9:10. We started this map about 10 minutes ago, and it's already over. Probably the fastest 16-1 score I've ever seen anyway. So, all right then, I guess that's it. I feel like we've barely started the broadcast, and it's already over. So, I suppose, thanks for tuning in. As far as any thoughts about that, okay, firstly, usually I would love to, get a bit of post-match analysis in there, some interesting points. But honestly, again, Fnatic playing with that respect, we had a stand-in for G2. It was a complete rout, so not really much value to be added in this instance. So it's going to be Fnatic 2-0 over G2 in very dominant fashion. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. And, well, I wish you a good night.